The sun is up, it's a brand new day. People on the street are going on their way. They've got their purpose, they've got their plans. I'm just a stranger in a foreign land. I trace the lines on my coffee cup, wishing I could drink this feeling up. I try to focus, try to start, but there's an echo living in my heart, and I'm still feeling lost underneath this painted on smile. I'm still counting the cost of walking every lonely mile. I thought by now I'd have found my way through the darkness and the gray, but here I stand, whatever the cost, still feeling lost, still feeling lost. I remember dreams, they felt so real, a fiery passion I could touch and feel. Now it's just an ember, cold and gray, fading with the light of day. I check my phone for a familiar voice to give me comfort, to give me choice, but the silence only answers me, a hollow, quiet misery, and I'm still feeling lost underneath this painted on smile. I'm still counting the cost of walking every lonely mile. I thought by now I'd have found my way through the darkness and the gray, but here I stand, whatever the cost, still feeling lost, still feeling lost. Maybe there's a map I haven't found, a higher, safer, solid ground. Maybe the compass in my soul is broken, or maybe these words just need be spoken. They say that time will heal the pain, and sunshine follows all the rain, but I'm still waiting in the storm, trying to find a way to be warm, 'cause I'm still feeling lost underneath this painted on smile. I'm still counting the cost of walking every lonely mile. I thought by now I'd have found my way through the darkness and the gray, but here I stand, whatever the cost, still feeling lost. another gray sky. I pour the coffee, but I don't know why. The mirror shows me someone I don't recognize, just a ghost with silent, tired eyes. I used to sparkle, I used to shine, had fire burning somewhere deep inside. Now the flame is nothing but a faint amber glow, and these silent, tired eyes are all I have to show. You say you love me, you say you care, but I'm not sure if you'd recognize me anywhere. I've gotten good at hiding what's underneath the lies, behind these silent, tired eyes. I'm not alone when you tell me your day. I laugh on cue, I say the right things they say, but I'm a million miles away, watching from the skies, trapped behind these silent, tired eyes. Oh, these silent, tired eyes. I've seen too much and apologize for every dream that didn't come true, for every version of me that I outgrew. They don't cry anymore, they don't even try. They just stare ahead, these silent, tired eyes. The evening falls, the world gets quiet. I feel the tension starting to rise in my chest and my bones, in the quiet goodbyes that live behind these silent, tired eyes. I wanna scream, I wanna break, I wanna feel something real for goodness sake, but the numbness settles in and the feeling slowly dies, left alone with silent, tired eyes. Oh, these silent, tired eyes. I've seen too much and apologize for every promise that I couldn't keep, for every night I couldn't sleep. They don't cry anymore, they don't even try. They just stare ahead, these silent, tired eyes. Maybe one day the light will return, maybe one day I'll finally learn that rest is not surrender, and healing doesn't have to be so tender. Maybe these eyes will see the sun and remember how to shine for someone. Oh, these weary, silent, tired eyes are learning how to recognize that being broken doesn't mean you're through. There's still a version of me worth fighting to, and someday soon I'll catch the light, and these silent, tired eyes will finally feel alive. Finally feel alive. Silent, tired eyes, right no more, just tired, but alive. The forecast said that clearer days would come, that eventually I'd feel the sun. but I'm still standing underneath the clouds, waiting for a break that never comes aloud. I watch the water running down the glass, wishing all these feelings would just pass. But every drop reminds me of the pain, and I'm drowning in the same old rain again. I used to love the sound of a summer storm, found it comforting, found it warm. Now the thunder only echoes in my chest, and the pouring rain just puts my hope to rest. I pull my coat a little tighter to my skin, trying to remember where the light has been. But the sky is just a permanent shade of gray, and the rain keeps falling at the end of every day. And the rain never stops, it just keeps coming down, washing over this tired, lonely town. I keep waiting for the clouds to break apart, but the rain never stops falling on my heart. The rain never stops, it's a constant sound. The only company I found is the rhythm of the drops against the rooftop. No, the rain never stops. I see people running for their shelter, but I've given up. I'm just letting the weather soak me through to every aching bone. At least when I'm wet, I don't feel so alone. The puddles on the pavement hold the sky, reflecting back the tears I don't let dry. And somewhere in the distance I hear thunder roll, another wave of sorrow taking control. And the rain never stops, it just keeps coming down, washing over this tired, lonely town. I keep waiting for the clouds to break apart, but the rain never stops falling on my heart. The rain never stops, it's a constant sound. The only company I found is the rhythm of the drops against the rooftop. No, the rain never stops. They tell me every storm eventually runs out of rain, that the sun always finds its way back again. But I've been standing here for what feels like years, and all I've known is falling water and tears. Maybe I forgot what clear sky looks like. Maybe I've made my peace with the night. Maybe the rain is all I recognize, and I've stopped looking for the blue in the skies. So let the rain never stop, let it keep coming down, let it flood every street in this tired, lonely town. I've stopped waiting for the clouds to break apart. I've made a home with the rain in my heart. The rain never stops, it's the only sound that lets me know I'm still on solid ground. And I've learned to live with the endless drop, because the rain never stops. Never stops, just keeps falling. Never stops, hear it calling. Rain on the window, rain in my soul. The rain never stops. These four walls know more than they will say. They watch me crumble at the end of every day. I put on armor just to walk out that door. A brave face hiding what my heart is really for. The weight I'm holding, it's a familiar stone. Getting used to carrying this alone. You ask me what's wrong, I say I'm just tired. I let you believe that's all it required. But the truth is heavy, it's a chain around my chest. I give you my smile, but I give you nothing less. 'Cause the burden's mine, I've always known. I'm used to carrying this alone. And it's a heavy load, but it's the only one I know. Walking down this empty road with nowhere left to go. I built these walls so high, made of steel and made of stone. I guess I got my wish. I'm carrying this alone. I saw my reflection in a window downtown. A stranger looking back, trying not to drown. I wondered if he knew how close I am to breaking, if he could see the toll that all this silence is taking. I wanted to reach out, but I just walked on, afraid of what would happen if I was never strong. 'Cause it's a heavy load, but it's the only one I know. Walking down this empty road with nowhere left to go. I built these walls so high, made of steel and made of stone. I guess I got my wish. I'm carrying this alone. What if I let it fall? What if I let you see the cracks in the wall? What if my hands are too tired to hold on? Would you be there to help me carry it till dawn? Or would you just watch me break? For goodness sake, I'm tired of this load, it's the only one I know. I'm tired of this empty road with nowhere left to go. I'm tearing down these walls, every steel and every stone. I don't wanna wish it. I'm done carrying this alone. I'm done carrying this alone. Just leave the door open. I'm done carrying this alone. I'm putting down the stone. I'm coming home. The welcome mat is worn and frayed. The windows show a darker shade of what this house used to be. Before the sorrow moved in with me, I leave the lights off in the hall. It's easier to see the walls that hold the echoes of the past. A structure built of glass that couldn't last. The neighbors never come around. They don't like the constant sound of breaking silence in the night, of someone crying for the light. The mailman leaves the letters on the step, too afraid to see the silhouette that moves behind the curtain's veil, a familiar heartbreaking tale. Pain lives here, it pays the rent. Every single moment is heaven sent to remind me that it's not going anywhere. Pain lives here, it's in the chair where I used to hold you, where I used to care. It's in the floorboards, in the walls, in every corner of these empty halls. I signed the lease on lonely years. Yeah, pain lives here. I tried to pack its bags one time, left its things on the property line, but by morning it was back inside, nowhere left for me to run and hide. It sleeps beside me in the bed, whispers memories in my head of everything I couldn't keep, of promises the night couldn't keep. It knows my schedule, knows my routines, knows exactly what my breaking means. It waits until I'm almost whole, then reaches in and takes control. I've made a peace of sorts with this, a kind of resigned, desperate kiss with a monster that refuses to leave, the only one who truly sees me grieve. Empty halls, I signed the lease on lonely years. Yeah, pain lives here. Sometimes I wonder if I let it in, or if it broke the lock and wore me thin. Sometimes I wonder if I am the pain, and this house is just my crying frame. Maybe I am the walls it walks, maybe I am the voice that talks. A house that forgot what it was for. Pain lives here, it owns this place. I see its shadow on my face in the mirror every single day. It never moves, it never goes away. It's in the photographs I couldn't take, in every single small mistake I've made since you disappeared. Woke up this morning, couldn't move my bone, every joint complaining in a language I've known. The weight of the blanket felt like concrete and stone. Woke up this morning, aching all over. I reached for the coffee, my hand wouldn't hold the warmth of the mug. I story untold of nights that were restless and days that were cold. I reached for the coffee, aching all over my shoulders. Remember the weight that I carry, the burdens I bury, the promises Mary to hope that I thought would keep me from being buried. My shoulders, remember, aching all over. My knees are still weak from the prayers that I said, begging the ceiling for a voice in my head, for a sign that the living was worth all the dread. My knees are still weak, aching all over. I'm aching all over, from my head to my feet. Every nerve ending knows the same sorrowful beat. It's a physical memory of love and defeat. I'm aching all over, aching all over. My heart is the center, the source and the start. It pumps the grief through every aching part, a circulation of sorrow right into my heart. I'm aching all over, aching all over. My eyes have grown tired from watching the door, waiting for someone who doesn't come anymore. My ears still hear echoes of what came before. My eyes have grown tired, aching all over. My skin feels the absence of a familiar touch. It misses the warmth, it misses it so much. The phantom sensation of being held as such. My skin feels the absence, aching all over. I'm aching all over, from my head to my feet. Every nerve ending knows the same sorrowful beat. It's a physical memory of love and defeat. I'm aching all over, aching all over. My heart is the center, the source and the start. It pumps the grief through every aching part, a circulation of sorrow right into my heart. I'm aching all over, aching all over. The doctor says nothing is physically wrong, says I'm healthy and I should be strong. But he doesn't know the pain that I've known. He doesn't know the ache has a home. It lives in the marrow, it lives in the breath, it lives in the space between life and death. It's the only companion I have left, an ache that has become my theft. So I'm aching all over and I made it my own, a body of sorrow, a house made of bone. I I've learned to smile at just the right time, to laugh when they laugh, to speak in rhyme with all the words they wanna hear. I've become an expert at hiding the fear. They ask how I'm doing, I say I'm alright. Then I go home and I turn out the light and sit in the dark with everything I hide, with all of the sorrow I keep locked inside. The art of vanishing is one I've mastered, painting over cracks before the disaster, of letting someone see beneath the skin. To the war I'm quietly losing within. I've gotten good at bleeding where it doesn't show, and making sure that no one ever has to know that underneath this armor I'm falling apart, that silence is the language of my heart. I've been suffering in silence for so long. I forgot that silence doesn't mean I'm strong. I've been hiding in the shadows, wearing masks, answering questions nobody asks. I've been screaming underneath my skin, but no one hears the noise I'm making within. I pass for normal, I pass for fine, I pass for someone who's doing just fine. I've got the routine down to an art, playing the part of a functioning heart. But when the crowd disperses and the doors all close, when I'm alone with everything I don't expose, the walls come down and the flood begins, and I drown again in the silence within. I wonder if they'd notice if I disappeared, if they'd see the signs I've hidden all these years. Or would they say she seemed just fine? She left just yesterday, she's shone just like a shine. But laughter is a costume, shining is a lie, and underneath the surface I've been slowly dying inside. I've been reaching for a hand I never let hold mine, suffering in silence, running out of time. I've been suffering in silence for so long. I forgot that silence doesn't mean I'm strong. Oh, I've been hiding in the shadows, wearing masks, answering questions nobody asks. I've been screaming underneath my skin, but no one hears the noise I'm making within. I've been suffering, suffering in silence. What if I let the silence break? What if I show the earth and shake? What if I tell them where I've been and let the suffering finally end? What if my voice is stronger than the fear? What if someone actually hears? What if the silence isn't where I belong? What if I stop suffering alone? I've been suffering in silence for too long, but silence isn't where I belong. I'm taking off the mask, I'm stepping from the shade, I'm letting in the light. I'm not afraid to let you see the cracks, to let you hear the sound of finally letting my walls fall down. No more suffering, no more suffering, no more suffering in silence. Suffering in silence. No more suffering in silence. I'm opening the door. Suffering in silence. I'm not suffering anymore. Not anymore. for years, pretending it's not heavy, swallowing the fears that if I let it fall, if I set it down, the whole world would crumble, would burn to the ground. So I kept my hands raised, kept my muscles tight, kept fighting the good fight, kept up through the night. Long after everyone else had gone to sleep, I was the only one this vigil could keep. I've been carrying the weight of everything unsaid, all the tears I wouldn't cry, all the words I left unsaid. I stacked them on my shoulders, made a tower of the pain. Thought if I could bear it, I'd never break again. But every tower crumbles, every muscle fails, every ship eventually encounters stormy sails. And I've been sailing through a hurricane, alone with nothing but my heavy arms to hold me to the bone. And now my heavy arms drop, I can't hold on anymore. I've been fighting this battle since the day I was born. My heavy arms drop, I'm letting go of the weight. Let the sky fall down, let it seal my fate. I've been strong for so long, I forgot how to stop. But now my heavy arms drop. I remember when they told me, hold on tight, keep your head above water, keep up through the night. Be the strong one, be the rock, be the one who'll never stop. So I became the rock, became the steady hand, became the one who'd always understand, became the shelter for everyone else's storm. While inside I was fractured, inside I was warm. I watched them all lean on me, watched them rest their weight. I never let them see that I was breaking at the gate. I never showed the cracks, never let them know that underneath the surface I was letting go and letting go and letting go and letting go inside, while standing on the outside with my arms stretched open wide, pretending I could carry just a little bit more, until my heavy arms couldn't take it anymore. And now my heavy arms drop, I can't hold on anymore. I've been fighting this battle since the day I was born. My heavy arms drop, I'm letting go of the weight. Let the sky fall down, let it seal my fate. I've been strong for so long, I forgot how to stop. But now my heavy arms drop. What happens when the strong one finally falls? When the one who holds everyone up just stalls? When the shelter becomes the storm itself? When the rock crumbles, when there's nothing left? Maybe the falling is where I learn to fly. Maybe the letting go is how I finally survive. Maybe my heavy arms have earned the right to rest. Maybe dropping everything is when I pass the test. Maybe the sky won't fall, maybe it never could. Maybe I've been holding up something that never needed to be held. Maybe I've been carrying a weight that was never mine to hold. Maybe my heavy arms dropping is the bravest story ever told. So let my heavy arms drop, I'm done holding on. I've been fighting this battle for much too long. My heavy arms drop, I'm releasing the weight. Let the sky do what it does, let it seal my fate. I've been strong for so long, but I'm learning to stop. Now my heavy arms drop. Heavy arms drop. Free at last. Nothing happened today. Nothing went wrong. The sky was a perfectly ordinary song of blue and white and gentle light. Everything felt almost right. So why does my chest feel caved in? Why does the ache begin again? There's no trigger, there's no cause, no reasonable explanation, because I checked the boxes, I counted the blessings, I made a list of all the lessons that should have taught me to be grateful, to feel something other than this painful empty echo in my bones. This weight I carry all alone. There's no storm cloud in the sky. So why I'm aching without reason, bleeding without a wound, hurting in a season that should be blooming into June. I'm searching for a source, a place to point the blame, something I can fight, something I can name, but there's nothing in there, just empty air, just this relentless silent despair. I'm aching without reason. The therapist asked me what triggered this. I searched my memory, I searched the abyss of days and weeks and months gone by, looking for a reason why I should feel this heavy, feel this low, when everything outside says go, when life is moving, turning, spinning, and I'm just stuck here at the beginning of a story I can't understand, a puzzle with no pieces in my hand. Maybe it's chemical, maybe it's fate, maybe I opened the door too late, maybe the pain just lives inside with nowhere else to run and hide. So it settles in my bones and stays through ordinary, normal days. I'm aching without reason, bleeding without a wound, hurting in a season that should be blooming into June. I'm searching for a source, a place to point the blame, something I can fight, something I can name, but there's nothing there, just empty air, just this relentless silent despair. I'm aching without reason. They tell me pain needs a purpose, the suffering has to serve, but what if the ache is just weather? What if it doesn't deserve a meaning or a moral, a lesson to be learned? What if some pain is just a fire that has to burn and burn until it runs out of fuel, until it exhausts itself? What if the ache without reason is just my mental health? I'm aching without reason, and maybe that's okay. Maybe pain doesn't need a reason to visit for a day or a week or a month or a year. Maybe the ache is just here and I don't have to fight it, I don't have to understand, and just have to survive it with all of the strength I have. I'm aching without reason, but I'm still aching through, and maybe that's enough for now. Maybe that will do. Aching without reason, just breathing through the season. No crime, no treason. The mystery of being human, just the ache of simply feeling. Aching without reason, but still here, still here. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a crash, it wasn't a bang, no shattered glass, no bells that rang. It was quieter than silence, softer than snow. The way I started letting go. A hairline crack in the foundation, a tiny fracture in my patience, a whisper where a scream should be. I'm breaking, breaking so deeply. You wouldn't know it to look at me. I walk upright, I speak calmly, I show up places, I do my job, I laugh sometimes, I even sob. And movies that are sad enough to justify the crying stuff, but underneath the normal face, there's nothing left in its right place. I'm breaking so deeply, so far beneath the skin, where no one sees the places that the damage has been. I'm breaking on the inside, in chambers of my soul, where the pieces are too many to ever make me whole. I'm breaking so deeply, the kind of break that doesn't show, the kind of break that the breaking heart would know. I try to find the moment when it all began, the exact second when I stopped being a man who could hold it together, who could stand up straight, who didn't have to carry this invisible weight. But there was no moment, no single strike, just the slow accumulation of a life of bending without breaking, until the bend became the break that has no end. It's in the way I pour my coffee and forget to drink it soft and saucy. It's in the text I never send, the conversations that don't end, because I never start them anymore. I just stand outside the door of connection, of belonging, too tired for the belonging. I'm breaking so deeply, so far beneath the skin, where no one sees the places that the damage has been. I'm breaking on the inside, in chambers of my soul, where the pieces are too many to ever make me whole. I'm breaking so deeply, the kind of break that doesn't show, the kind of break that only the breaking heart would know. We talk about hitting rock bottom, as if it's somewhere you can spot 'em, as if you know when you arrive, as if you somehow survive. But what if rock bottom is a drip, a slow impermanent shift into a space where there's no ground, just the endless falling down and down and down and down and down and down, with no bottom to be found. Just the breaking, just the fall, just the silence through it all. I'm breaking so deeply, and maybe that's the truth, that some breaks don't get mended even with the glue of time and love and therapy, of friends who hold you tight. Some breaks just keep on breaking, even in the light. I'm breaking so deeply, but I'm still standing here, still breathing in the atmosphere, still fighting back the fear. And maybe being broken doesn't mean I'm through. Maybe being broken just means I'm still human too. Breaking so deeply, breaking so deeply, deep in the breaking, deep in the ache, breaking so deeply, but I refuse to break. through the crowded street today. Thousands of people going their way, shoulders brushing, strangers passing, eyes ahead, none of them asking if I'm okay, if I'm even there, if I'm breathing the same old air. I'm a shadow without a body to cast, a whisper dying on the blast of city noise and hurried feet, invisible on a crowded street. I sat in the coffee shop for an hour, watched the world exercise its power to connect, to laugh, to touch, to be right in front of me, right in front of me. The barista wiped my table down, looked right through me with a frown, like I was furniture, like I was there, like I wasn't even there. I raised my hand to order more, but she was gone before I could implore. To be seen, to be acknowledged, to not be so damn demolished. I'm invisible to everyone, a ghost in broad daylight, fading into background noises peering from their side. I wave my hands, I shout aloud, but no one seems to hear. I've been invisible for so long, I've forgotten how to appear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm standing right here, but invisible to everyone, disappearing year by year. I went to a party full of friends, or people I used to call my friends. They talked about their lives, their loves, their dreams. None of them noticed my silent screams. I stood in the corner with my cup, hoping someone would look up and see me waiting, see me wanting to be part of their enchanting circle of belonging, of being known. But I stood there invisible, alone. I left without a single goodbye. No one noticed, no one cried. My family calls on holidays, we go through the familiar phase of how are you and what's new. The same old script, the same old cue. I give the answers they expect. I carefully curate, select the version of myself that's easy to love from far away, not queasy, with the truth of who I am, with the lonely broken dam that holds back everything I feel, that keeps my wounds from getting real. I'm invisible to everyone, a ghost in broad daylight, fading into background noises peering from their side. I wave my hands, I shout aloud, but no one seems to hear. I've been invisible for so long, I've forgotten how to appear. I'm here, I'm here, I'm standing right here, but invisible to everyone, disappearing year by year. Sometimes I wonder if I'm really here, if the fading isn't caused by fear, but by the fact that I've become so good at being no one, that I've erased myself completely, moved through life so discreetly, that even I don't know anymore what I'm really looking for. Maybe visibility starts within, maybe being seen has to begin with seeing myself in the mirror and staying until the image is clearer. I don't wanna be invisible to everyone anymore. I'm tired of being the shadow, tired of being the door that everyone walks through without a second glance. I'm ready to take the risk, ready to take the chance, to be seen, to be known, to take on my own space, to look the world right in the eye and show it my true face. I'm here, I'm wait for an invitation. They just slip under the door like smoke from a distant fire. And before I know it, the room is hazy, the light is fading, the air is heavy, and I'm breathing in the shadow of feelings I thought I'd buried. Morning started out so promising, sun through the curtains, birds were singing. I had plans, I had intentions to move forward, to pay attention to all the good that still exists, to all the reasons to persist. But somewhere between noon and night, the darkness crept in and stole the light. Dark feelings come, they always come around like an old friend who only knows how to let you down. They settle in my chest, they whisper in my ear, they tell me everything I thought I conquered is still here. Dark feelings come, they always find their way through every wall I build, through every single day. I try to hold them off, I try to keep them out, but dark feelings come, there's no stopping them now. I recognize their footsteps now, the heavy tread, the solemn vow that they'll be staying for a while, that they'll erase my every smile. They know exactly where I'm weak, they know the words I cannot speak, they know the corners of my soul where the light has lost control. I try to fight them, try to run, I turn on lamps, I greet the sun, I call a friend, I go outside, I do whatever I can to hide from the encroaching, creeping dread that fills my stomach and my head. But they are patient, they can wait, they know I'll eventually open the gate. Dark feelings come, they always come around like an old friend who only knows how to let you down. They settle in my chest, they whisper in my ear, they tell me everything I thought I conquered is still here. Dark feelings come, they always find their way through every wall I build, through every single day. I try to hold them off, I try to keep them out, but dark feelings come, there's no stopping them now. But here's what I'm learning, as the shadows keep returning, they don't stay forever, they just pass through like weather. And if I can sit with them, if I can breathe through the mayhem, if I can let them wash over me, eventually they start to lift, they start to fade, the light returns, the peace is made, not because I fought and won, but because I let the darkness come, and I let it leave again, again and again and again. So let the dark feelings come, let them do what they do. I'll be here breathing through the gray, I'll make it through. They can settle in my chest, they can whisper all they want. I've survived them before and I'll survive them now. Dark feelings come, but they also always go, like the ebb and flow of a tide. I've come to know I don't have to fight them, I don't have to run, I just have to remember that after dark feelings come, the light comes too. The light comes too. When they go, dark feelings come and they go. Dark feelings come, and I know that I'm still standing when they finally go home. Dark feelings come, but I'm never alone, never alone. I woke up today without a reason. Just another day, just another season. Wandering through the same old streets with aimless thoughts and tired feet. I used to have a destination, a burning fire of motivation. But somewhere down the winding road, I lost the map, I lost the load of purpose that was carrying me through every doubt, through every sea. Now I'm just floating, just adrift, watching the world give me the shit. Everyone around me seems to know exactly where they're meant to go. They've got their plans, their 5-year charts, their vision boards and beating hearts, pointing firmly to a goal, a destination for their soul. And I'm just standing at the start with empty hands and heavy heart, wondering if I missed the sign that pointed to this life of mine, or if I never had one at all, just waiting for a curtain call. I'm lost without direction, wandering without a map, standing at a crossroads with no sign to close the gap. I turn around in circles, I look up to the sky, but the stars have all gone dark, they don't tell me why. I'm lost without direction, just drifting on my own, a ship without a rudder, a bird without a home. I'm reaching out for something, for anything to hold, but I'm lost without direction and the nights are getting cold. I try to follow someone else's path, thought maybe that would calm the wrath of uncertainty that lives inside this endless, aimless wandering ride. But someone else's shoes don't fit, someone else's dream isn't it. I ended up more lost than before, standing outside a different door that wouldn't open, wouldn't let me in. Another place I couldn't win, another road that wasn't mine, another waste of precious time. The GPS inside my soul is broken, the guiding words remain unspoken. I'm driving through a fog so thick, every move feels like a trick. The mirrors show me where I've been, but not the way to start again. The windshield shows me only gray, the color of another day, of wandering and wondering, of standing still and stumbling, of hoping that around the bend the lostness somehow finds an end. I'm lost without direction, wandering without a map, standing at a crossroads with no sign to close the gap. I turn around in circles, I look up to the sky, but the stars have all gone dark, they don't tell me why. I'm lost without direction, just drifting on my own, a ship without a rudder, a bird without a home. I'm reaching out for something, for anything to hold, but I'm lost without direction and the nights are getting cold. But maybe being lost is not a curse, maybe it's a different kind of universe, where I get to choose the path I take, where every step is mine to make. Maybe the directions I've been seeking have been inside me, slowly speaking a language I forgot I knew, a compass that was always true. Maybe lost is just the space between the leaving and the grace of finding out that I'm enough, without a map, without the stuff that everyone else seems to need to plant their own successful seed. Maybe lost without direction is my own form of resurrection. I'm lost without direction, but maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't need a map to find my way. I'll wander and I'll wonder, I'll stumble and I'll fall, but I'll keep moving forward, even standing tall. I'm lost without direction, but I'm not giving in. I'm learning how to trust the places I've not been. I'm reaching out for something, and that something is myself. I'm lost without direction, but I'm finding my own will. Lost without direction, finding my way. Lost without direction, one step, one day, no map, I put on the costume every morning, the same routine, the same adorning of smiles that don't reach my eyes, of laughs that are alibis for the ache that lives beneath, for the grinding of my teeth, for the way my heart is heavy while my mouth says I'm already doing fine, I'm doing great. Nothing here I need to stay. Everything is under control. I'm perfectly fine in my role. I've got an Oscar-worthy good at being who I think I should. I mirror back what others need. I plant the appropriate seed of interest, of care, of being there, while inside I'm a vacant stare, a hollowed out and empty shell, performing, doing well, so well that even I believe it sometimes, through the pantomimes and mimes of being functional and bright, while dying slowly in the night. I'm exhausted from pretending that I'm okay, tired of performing through another holiday. My face hurts from smiling when I want to cry. My voice hurts from saying fine when that's a lie. I'm exhausted from pretending, from keeping up the show, from making sure that no one ever has to know that underneath the surface I'm barely hanging on. Exhausted from pretending that I'm not already gone. The curtain falls when I get home. I'm finally safe, I'm finally alone. The costume drops, the mask comes off, and I'm left with the silent cough of everything I couldn't say throughout the performance of the day. I sit in darkness, stare at walls, and let the silence have its calls. It asks me why I do this dance, why I keep missing every chance to be authentic, to be real, to let someone see how I feel. But being real is terrifying. The thought of it has sent me flying back behind the safety screen of I'm okay and I'm serene. Because what if I let someone see the actual broken real of me? What if they turn and walk away? What if they don't know what to say? What if the weight of what I feel is more than anyone can heal? So I keep performing, keep the peace, and watch myself slowly decrease. I'm exhausted from pretending that I'm okay, tired of performing through another holiday. My face hurts from smiling when I want to cry. My voice hurts from saying fine when that's a lie. I'm exhausted from pretending, from keeping up the show, from making sure that no one ever has to know that underneath the surface I'm barely hanging on. Exhausted from pretending that I'm not already gone. What if I stop pretending? What if the show is ending? What if I let the curtain fall and answered honestly the call of someone asking how are you, and told them what I'm going through? What if the world didn't collapse? What if I finally let the gaps between the performance and the truth reveal the sorrows of my youth? What if pretending was the thing that's been killing me slowly, silently? I'm exhausted from pretending, and I think I'm gonna stop. I'm tired of climbing up to the very top of a tower built on lies, on a foundation of sand. I'm reaching out to take a different hand. I'm exhausted from pretending, so here's the honest truth. I'm not okay, I'm struggling. Finally real. I slept for 10 hours last night. Woke up still tired, still in the fight against the weight that never lives, against the constant endless gifts of weariness that has no name, that comes unbidden, stays the same. No matter how much rest I take, no matter how much peace I make. My body's here, my mind is gone, drifting somewhere before the dawn, before the day demands I be the person that they wanna see, the person who can function well, the person who has things to tell. But I've got nothing left to give, I'm barely showing up to live. I'm too tired inside, too tired to care, too tired to pretend that I'm almost there, too tired to fight, too tired to try, too tired to even cry. I'm too tired inside where no one sees the exhaustion that lives in my bones like a disease. I'm too tired inside to explain why I'm tired again and again and again. The smallest things feel like a mountain, getting a drink, turning the faucet, choosing what to eat for dinner, feeling like I'm getting thinner, in spirit, in soul, in will to be, and everything that makes me me. The energy is draining out, replaced by nothing but the doubt that I'll ever feel awake again, that this tiredness will ever end, that I'll wake up one day and feel the kind of rested that is real. My friends invite me out at night, I say I'm busy, that's not right. The truth is I don't have the strength to go the ordinary length of conversation, of being present, of feeling anything that's pleasant. I'd rather sit here in the dark and let the tiredness leave its mark, alone where no one has to see the hollowed out and empty me, where I don't have to fake a smile or walk an extra mile. I'm too tired inside, too tired to care, too tired to pretend that I'm almost there, too tired to fight, too tired to try, too tired to even cry. I'm too tired inside where no one sees the exhaustion that lives in my bones like a disease. I'm too tired inside to explain why I'm tired again and again and again. They say just rest, you'll feel better, but they don't understand the tether that ties me to this endless fatigue. It's not the kind that gets relieved by sleeping in or taking breaks, by slowing down or hitting brakes. It's in my breath, it's in my breath. It's the exhaustion before death that keeps me walking, keeps me going, keeps the river of sorrow flowing through every vein, through every thought, a battle that can't be fought. I'm too tired inside and I'm saying it now, no more hiding it behind this sacred vow of I'm okay and I'm just fine. No more pretending I'm doing just fine. I'm too tired inside, and maybe that's the start of finally being honest with my own heart. I'm too tired city today. Skyscrapers reaching for the grave, faces passing in a blur. None of it feels real anymore. I touched the walls of buildings tall, felt nothing there at all, just empty concrete, hollow steel. Nothing inside that I could feel. The sounds of traffic, horns that play, disappear into thin air, like everything is just a shell, a surface level story to tell. I went to dinner with some friends. The conversation never ends, but underneath the words they speak, there's something hollow, something weak, like we're all reading from a script, a relationship that slowly slips into a pattern, into a role, where no one's bearing any soul. We laugh at jokes that aren't that funny, spend money we don't have on money, for drinks that taste like empty air, and go home hollow from the care. It's hollow all around me, hollow everywhere. I reach out for something solid, but there's nothing there. The world is just an echo of a sound that's long since gone. I'm living in a hollow space where nothing real goes on. Hollow all around me, from the inside to the out. I open my mouth to scream, but the hollow just swallows the shout. Hollow, hollow all around. I went back to my childhood home, walked the streets I used to roam. The trees are smaller than I remember. The magic died sometime in December of a year I can't recall, when the hollow took it all. The warmth, the safety, the belonging, replaced by something less fulfilling. The rooms are filled with furniture, but nothing in them feels secure. Just empty spaces dressed in things that have forgotten what home brings. day, where we used to live, where we used to stay. The key still fits, the door still opens, but the warmth is gone, the spell is broken. The hallway echoes with my steps, a rhythm of regret that keeps time with the beating of my heart. In every empty cold part, the living room still has the couch where we would curl up, where we would slouch and watch the world pass by the window. Now it's just a place where shadows grow. The pillows don't remember your head, the blankets folded on the bed, a fabric that no longer holds the story that was never told. Empty cold rooms where the heat don't reach, empty cold rooms where the silence preaches sermons of everything we lost. Empty cold rooms, empty cold rooms. I wander through the halls alone in empty cold rooms. They used to be a home. The kitchen still has your favorite mug hanging on its usual hook, like a shrug of indifference, of moving on. But the coffee's cold since you've been gone. I run my finger through the dust on countertops that once were trust, and conversation over meals. Now everything the silence steals. The bedroom is the hardest yet. The sheets are cold, the bed is set for one person, for one side, for the loneliness I cannot hide. Your closet's empty, door ajar, like a wound that won't quite scar. The hangers click together in the draft that blows through this epitaph. Empty cold rooms where the heat don't reach, empty cold rooms where the silence preaches sermons of everything we lost. Empty cold rooms, empty cold rooms. I wander through the halls alone in empty cold rooms. They used to be a home. I turn the thermostat up high, watch the numbers climb, and try to feel something besides the chill that's settled in and always will. But the cold is not in the air, it's in the memories everywhere. It's in the corners of my soul where you used to make me whole. No furnace, no fire, no blanket thick can fix a cold that makes you sick with longing, with the ache of then that won't be warm again. So I'll sit in these empty cold rooms, let the chill sink in, let the silence preach its sermons, let the ache begin. Because running from the cold just means I'll never know that empty cold rooms are where I have to learn to grow. I'll wander through the halls alone, but I won't hide from the empty cold rooms that used to have you inside. Empty cold room, empty cold room. What we lost, frost on the windows, ice in the veins. Empty cold rooms where the cold remains. But maybe someday the sun will find its way into these empty cold rooms and teach me how to stay alone, but warm again. Alone, but warm again. told a joke at the party tonight. Everyone laughed, said I got it right. I was the life of the room, the center of attention, master of comedy, relief from the tension. But underneath the punchline, underneath the grin, something inside was caving in. While they were slapping knees and wiping tears, I was disappearing into my fears. Nobody noticed the crack in my voice. Nobody said I had a choice to be anything other than the entertainer, the designated smile maintainer. I took a selfie with my closest friends, posted it online, made amends for all the times I had disappeared. Look how happy I am, it appeared. Look at the light in my eyes, they said. Look at the life and the life I led. But the light was a filter, the life was a lie. I was laughing while waving goodbye to the last remaining piece of me that anyone could actually see. Behind the performance, behind the show of putting on a happy glow, I'm laughing while dying, smiling while I bleed, giving everyone exactly what they need, a reason to believe that I'm doing just fine, while I'm slowly running out of time. I'm laughing while dying, dancing in the flame, playing a game that has no name, where the winner is the one who hides it best. Laughing while dying, putting my heart to rest. My mother called to check in today, heard in my voice that I was okay, because I made her laugh about the weather, pulled all our memories together into a story that made her smile, made the distance worth the while, made her think her son was fine, living on the dotted line of everything she hoped I'd be. If only she could really see that the laughter was a thin veneer over the coffin of my cheer. The therapist asked how I've been, I made a joke, she grinned, said I had a healthy sense of humor, didn't see the coming tumor, grief that was consuming me, didn't see the tragedy behind the wit, behind the charm, behind the voice that stayed so calm. While underneath the conversation I was staging my evacuation from myself I used to know, from a heart that used to glow. I'm laughing while dying, smiling while I bleed, giving everyone exactly what they need, a reason to believe that I'm doing just fine, while I'm slowly running out of time. I'm laughing while dying, dancing in the flame, playing a game that has no name, where the winner is the one who hides it best. Laughing while dying, putting my heart to rest. What is this curse of making others laugh while I'm drowning in my own epitaph? What is this need to be the light when I'm vanishing into the night? I've become so good at this performance art that even I don't know which part is real and which is just a show. I've forgotten what I used to know about honesty, about being real, about letting someone see and feel the weight that I've been carrying alone, the truth I've never shown. But what if I stop